Right now on NBC 26 Live at 10, the battle over the Senate's health care bill continues tonight. Time is ticking as Senate Republicans want to vote by this week. Plus, we see how Outagamie residents prepare for tonight's flood warning. And Green Bay police looking for whoever broke several windows and vandalized an area elementary school. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Regina An. It will be the talk of Capitol Hill this week, the Republican effort to finally make good on a promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. Senate leaders have said they want to vote by the end of this week, but with opposition from 5 Republican senators, it's unclear if the White House will get the win President Trump is looking for. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has the story.
The president's prescription?
I want to see a bill with heart. Healthcare is a very complicated subject.
And his diagnosis of the acute political challenges around the Senate Republican healthcare bill.
You move it this way and this group doesn't like it. You move it a little bit over here. You have a very narrow path. And honestly, nobody can be totally happy.
The dissatisfaction is palpable as several reluctant Republican senators want to pump the brakes.
I have a hard time believing Wisconsin constituents or even myself will have enough time to properly evaluate this.
It's hard for me to see the bill passing this week, but that's up to the majority leader.
Right now, I am undecided.
For Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell and the Trump White House, the time crunch is a tool intended to compel Republicans to decide and deliver before the 4th of July fireworks go off. Tweaks and sweeteners to the proposal will likely come over the next few days, along with an official cost estimate. The proposed health insurance overhaul includes new rules regarding Medicaid that are already raising alarm bells. This year, under Obamacare, 31 states accepted expanded Medicaid funding, where the federal government pays for 90% of the public insurance plan for lower-income Americans. In 2020, the Senate GOP proposal would make states pay a larger share. By 2024, the federal government and states would split Medicaid costs. Conservatives defend that approach, claiming federal money will still be there.
It's never going to be cut. It's never going to shrink. It will eventually be growing at a slightly slower rate.
But if states can't afford to pay more, coverage cuts are inevitable.
The most vulnerable people in our society and healthcare providers, such as our rural hospitals and nursing homes, most of whom are very dependent on the Medicaid programs.
Now, tomorrow, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office will release its assessment of the bill, the cost, and the impact on Medicaid and how many people might lose health care coverage. Now to local news. Residents along the Wolf River in Shiocton have been dealing with rising water for about the last week. And tonight, a flood warning remains in place as the Wolf's current continues running fast. NBC 26's Eric Kress has more from folks in Shiocton dealing with the water.
From the banks of the Wolf River in Shiocton, it's difficult to tell how fast the current is moving. It's also tough to tell how far beyond the traditional shoreline the river is pushed.
Usually in the spring of the year I could tie my boat right there.
The National Weather Service issued a flood warning here earlier this week with a flood stage of 12 feet. By Saturday, it reached 12.5 feet.
If we want to live along the river, we got to put up with it. There's not much you can do about it. Nature has its way of doing things.
This is common for Shiocton. Minor flooding with widespread lowland flooding along the Wolf is just the price you pay for a backdrop like this.
Every year is different. So like I say, if you want to live along the river, you accept it.
And for some folks living along the Wolf River here in Shiocton, they say that they've seen the river actually fall about 8 inches in just the last day and a half. A trend they say is headed in the right direction.
It's going the other way. It's been going the other way for 2 days.
But for those unfamiliar with the fast-moving, yard-gobbling wakes of the Wolf that comes with the flood waters, well, there is some local insight to be learned.
Well, if they're going to go on the river, the thing is right now, even the locals, they're pretty careful because of the snags, the floating debris that's washed out of the woods. If you're going to do power boating on the river, it's not advised because you never know what's going to be floating down.
Keeping you connected in Shiocton, I'm Eric Kress with NBC 26.
Now, the National Weather Service says the flood warning for Shiocton will be in place until at least Monday. With that, let's switch over to meteorologist Matt Hoffman. So Matt, are we expecting any warm and dry weather at all this week?
Well, we got to get through tomorrow, Regina, but then after that it does warm up and we will see a dry day for your Tuesday. I want to update you, the Wolf River at Cheyocton has dropped a couple more inches, so some good news there. By early Monday, as mentioned in that piece, we should see the river fall below flood stage. Out there right now, things are pretty quiet in Green Bay. It's 57 degrees, a very cool night. Lows will drop down to right around 50 degrees to start off your Monday. We had some showers earlier, but those have fizzled out. But there's more rain up to the north and more wet weather is in store for tomorrow. A cool day, highs only in the 60s, windy as well. We'll talk much more about your Monday and take a look at the rest of the work week coming up.
Police are asking for your help finding whoever was responsible of vandalizing the restrooms at Kiwanis Park in the city of Kiel. Officers say black spray paint was used in both men and women's restrooms. The damage, police say, was done before 10:30 p.m. Friday night. Police say the Kiwanis Park will remain closed until the damage is fixed. Another report of vandalism, this time Green Bay police investigating a case at Martin Elementary School. A call came in a little before 8 p.m. Saturday night. Police say a security company saw the damage and called officers right away. A police dog was called in to do a search, and at this time it's unknown if anything was stolen. Police say the damage is an estimate of $3,000 to $4,000. If you know of any information, contact Green Bay Police. One person is dead, 3 others injured after a crash in Sheboygan overnight. It happened just after midnight on the 1400 block of South 12th Street. The victim, only identified as 19 years old. The injured were taken to the hospital by Flight for Life. The identity of the man who apparently drowned in Elkhart Lake early Saturday has not yet been released. Police say the victim is a man in his 40s. No word on exactly where the body was found. The lake is nearby the Osthoff Resort. 2 bicyclists traveling thousands of miles to raise money and awareness by traveling across the country. They stopped in Northeast Wisconsin today to tell us about their journey. Plus, kids out and about at the 2nd annual Fun Run see what coaches are doing to motivate area families. But first, a live look out our Green Bay cam. We take a look at how tonight's weather could affect your drive to work tomorrow. Your full forecast coming up next.
You're connected to NBC 26 News at 10 with Regina On, Matt Hoffman Weather, and Chris Ferrier Sports. NBC 26 News at 10, keeping you connected.